then I'll text you back.
Text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me, then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me, then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. You know. 205-964-5243. You know.
What's happening? The week just started. It's warm. Hope it's warm where you are. We should have been in the low 80s today here in Birmingham, Alabama. That's Birmingham. Flipman's Daily Live, wholesale real estate without using your cash or credit, aka Fliptainment. We try to entertain, but also educate. And so with that being said, first of all, if you want to join us live, get pushed to the front of the line, just text me on the 205-964-5243. Now you know, text me and just say front of the line, right? We'll send you the link. You tap on the link, just follow the prompts, and we'll get you on the live stream, and you can ask your questions. You'll get automatically pushed to the front of the line with those. While we're live now, of course, after this is not live, you still can text the number. We'll answer your questions, but you want to get preferential treatment. Did I say that right? So if you want a copy of the contract that I've been using since 2003, you can text the word contract to the 205-964-5243. If you want to partner with me because you have a deal, but you can't find a cash buyer for it, you must have it under contract, dealing directly with the owner. It is a great deal, and it's off market. And my definition of off market, if I Google the address, I can't find it anywhere on the internet. That's off market in my definition. What else we got? That's it, ain't it? Oh, you want the CRM? You need something to manage your leads, which is key. Create great follow-up, turns into more deals, more checks, more smiles. Happy, happy, happy. You can just text me CRM, and we'll get that information over to you also. So everything you need, just text the number that's on my shirt, that's on the screen, that's on the board, 205-964-5243. Again, if you want to get pushed to the front of the line, just text me front of the line to that number and we'll get you going. Oh, the title of this particular daily is Earnest Money Deposit Explained. I wish we'd had the actual definition pulled up. But I'll explain it to you. It's basically, whenever you are in the process of a real estate transaction, it starts with a purchase and sales agreement, AKA a contract. One of the main features or terms in the contract is earnest money deposit. It's basically a deposit showing that you're serious about buying it. Now, the amount of that earnest money deposit is up to you and that seller to agree upon. Now, dealing in the real estate agents world, real estate brokers world, they normally want a minimum of $500, but a lot of times they want $1,000 or more. That is not a law. It's just a standard practice. You as a wholesaler, you as an investor, if you're dealing with Joe the owner, just a regular guy that owns a piece of real estate, in reality, a penny would suffice. A lot of times I do most of the time I'm going to be between $10 to $100 as far as the earnest money deposit. Now, that money is at risk, no matter how small of an amount, how large of an amount. If you have a due diligence period in there, which my contract that I give away does, once you get outside of that due diligence period, it becomes what they call hard, meaning no matter what, they're going to keep it unless they can't produce a clear title, meaning the owner, meaning the title is not clear. Other than that, you're going to lose that if you're outside of your due diligence period. So as a wholesaler, ideally, what you will do is that you'll find a cash buyer before your due diligence period expires. Your due diligence period, you may have a 30-day contract, but 21 of those may be due diligence period. So you have 21 days to find a buyer, right? And so that's it. Now, on the flip side of that, when you do have a contract with your seller, now you're trying to find a buyer, you're going to ask for earnest money from your buyer. I generally don't take less than $1,000, right? And so not that it may not go in your hands, but it's going to be held with a third party, such as a title company and or a closing attorney. I forgot to mention that on the seller side, same thing or whatever. So that lets you know they're serious or whatever now. So, but it's all negotiable. Understand that. All negotiable. So you're not going to give your cash buyer loan to close at all or whatever, because you're on a ticking clock yourself. So hopefully I explain earnest money that it makes sense to everyone that's actually listening. So we should have some questions after 6 minutes of me rambling.
All right, this is on TikTok. Do you mentor?
Yes, I do. I do offer step-by-step courses along with coaching. One moment, let me turn this heat off in this other room here. I can feel it in here. But yeah, I do offer coaching. It is a paid option outside of the mountain of free videos that I have on YouTube that anyone can take advantage of, as many have over the years. But if you're interested in coaching, just text me at the 205-964-5243, and I'll give you pricing. Or you can just simply go to flipman.net, tap on the logo there, and you'll see the pricing there for that. Refresh, see if anybody. Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, you have? Okay, wow, okay, boom.
All right, this is on Instagram. She said, I have 2 properties under contract. One of them, I guess they want to do a quick claims deed. The buyer wants to do a title company. I'm not sure if she said that right. And she said the seller has a code enforcement liens. I guess he has liens on the property and the seller does not want to pay it. He got the house as a tax deed.
Yeah, so that's nothing there. It's a tax deed. He doesn't have a warranty deed. That's why he wants to do a quick claim deed, because their liens still attached to the property outside of the taxes. And most cash buyers are just not going to entertain a deal like that. So you don't have anything there. Now you may have you can find someone that may want to take on all of those issues, but it's going to be difficult or whatever. So the reason the owner doesn't want to pay them, because those are not his lien. He bought a tax deed. So, again, let me just back up. Now, if the numbers make sense, where it's an extremely good deal, then it may make sense to try to see what the liens are and so on. But in most cases, that's going to be a hard deal to put together, because now they got to go through a quiet title process. If that's how it works in your state, it's just not worth it. And most buyers are not going to even pursue anything like that, because they can't get a clear title produced.
All right, this is on TikTok. I'm just joining. What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, it's Ask Flipman. Everything is at Ask Flipman.
All right, this is on Instagram. What's your opening line? What's your opening line when talking to a potential seller?
Well, it depends on how the lead come in. If I'm calling them, then you say, hey, I'm calling about your property. Hi, my name is Ty. I'm calling to speak to the owner about buying their property at 123 Main Street. Do I have the right person? Now, if they call you, then it's an open statement that they make. Hey, I saw your sign. You all still buying houses, or how does that work? That's easy there, because they're calling, they want to sell or whatever, or at least thinking about it.
All right, this is on TikTok. Do you do any subject twos?
Really not my thing. The guy you probably could follow on that is Pace Morby on Instagram. He has a lot of content on it or whatever. You can YouTube search Pace also.
All right. I want to remind everybody that if you want to go to the front of the line, then you text the number, and you text front of the line to the number 205-964-5243. So I can't do it if you put it in the comments. You have to go to the line and we'll send you the link.
Oh, that's right. What they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was told by this guy from Israel. He said that Americans we don't listen.
He's not lying.
He said we don't listen. He said if you ask us 3 questions, you know, like say you might say, how long have you been doing this? You think I can do it? You think I can do it in my city? Is it too saturated? So that's 3 questions. He said we're just gonna answer one of them. You know? And I started thinking about it because I found myself ever since he's told me I try to answer all the questions, especially because I'm in the question answering business basically.
Yeah.
I try to answer them all because I said, man, we really do that. The other thing he pointed out was that if you're watching TV with commercials, which I know y'all don't do, but TV with commercials, he said, like every 3rd commercial is going to be a food commercial. Just pay attention to that. And sometimes they be back to back. Well, I know I'm just saying, that's why I preference the ones that watch TV, you know, with commercials or whatever. So anyway, that was worth it. I was just saying. So,
all right. So Lil Pump from YouTube said, when pulling a list, do you pull from the list from zip codes or cities?
I'll do both, but normally I'm going to do zip codes. So that's a little more targeted. A lot more targeted.
All right.
Depending on the size of the city, of course.
Ali Tobin from YouTube said that he got a deal. Great.
That means
congratulations.
You got a check too?
I'm guessing so. All right. Brandon, I ain't gonna read your full government name on here, but Brandon from Facebook said, how can I send my leads from PropStream to Deal You Later?
Say what now?
How can I send my leads from PropStream to Deal You Later?
How can you send your leads from PropStream to Deal You Later? Got to be a little bit more clear for me, Brandon. Because if you're going to submit a deal because you want us to partner with you, that it needs to be number one under contract with the seller. I mean, under contract, dealing directly with the owner, right? Needs to be a great deal. Needs to be off market. All right, then you can submit it there. Again, guys, if you want to join us live, you can get to the front of the line on the live stream. Text 205-964-5243. We'll send you the link on how to join me on the live stream. So,
all right. Cornelius Hambrick from Facebook X. How do you evaluate land? I have a potential 30-acre deal undeveloped.
Wow, it's tough because it's going to be hard to find a comp for 30 acres, right? Mm-hmm. Then is there timber on the land? You know, all of that factors into it. It's difficult, man. I just can't give you a cut and dry answer. The simple thing that I would do, and this is not always going to work, but the county is going to put a value on that land because that's how they tax you, right? They're going to tax you a percentage of that value that they put on that land. If I can get it at 20 to 30 cents on the dollar at what they're valuing it at, then that's something I would probably pursue, or, you know, up to 50% or whatever. But it's tough, especially a big tract like that.
All right. Ali Tobin said, what's your advice on scaling the business and trying to get to that next level in this business? My plan for the summer is to scale.
It's all about more marketing, man. Whatever you're doing now, marketing, right? If it's working, you're going to obviously compound that, but you're going to add more layers on lead generation. People that will respond to direct mail, to a letter, a postcard, may not respond to a bandit sign, and vice versa. People that may see a Facebook ad may not respond to that, but they may sit down and type in "sell my house fast" on Google. People that receive a cold call may not respond to that well, but they may respond to a text message. So you got to add layers of marketing. That's all it's about, just more leads. Scaling means more leads, period. Whether it's in the market you're in or a combination of marketing.
All right, Aaron C.
Obviously, you probably gonna need additional help, but go ahead.
Aaron C. from YouTube said, where can I get the 2021 contract?
If you text me at the 205-964, that's on my shirt, 5243, text the word contract, you'll get access to it immediately. Contract, CONTRACT, not contracts. Contract, it'll automatically send you the information. Contract singular.
All right, this is on TikTok. They might need to be a little bit more clear, but they said, how do you get buyers on sites?
On sites,
Yes.
I'm not sure what they mean by that. They got to be,
Yeah.
you're right, Ken, they got to be a little bit more clear.
All right, someone on TikTok said no food today.
We normally do Mug Day Wednesdays if we're going to do it.
All right, this is on Instagram. I know wholesaling is marketed as you don't need money to start, but is it really free with the closing attorney and the title company stuff?
Yes, because your buyer normally pays that. And even if your buyer doesn't pay it or won't pay it, guess what? It'll just come out of your money. So it still didn't cost you anything out of pocket. You're just going to get less than what you probably anticipated. So yeah, it's that.
All right, this is on Instagram. Do you accept out-of-state deals? I'm in California.
Most definitely.
All right.
Text me that deal.
All right, this is on TikTok. I have several lists from PropStream. What should I do next?
You got to choose a lane. Are you going to direct mail them, right, en masse? Or are you going to call them, cold call them? Or are you going to text message them? Are you going to ringless voicemail campaign? Or are you going to do them all? So you have to choose a lane based on your resources on how you're going to reach out to that list, how you're going to form that list.
All right, let's see. All right, this is on TikTok. How do you move your leads from PropStream to D later?
Is that the same question you did?
Well, it's right underneath it, so maybe.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you need a real estate license to wholesale? And do you recommend it?
No, you do not need a real estate license to wholesale real estate unless you're in the state of Illinois, Kansas, and the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which requires you to have a wholesaler's license, from my understanding. So there's no test taken, more like buying a business license. I guess this is a common question. Maybe we need to do a TikTok. I don't know if I can get all that out in a TikTok though. A 30-second TikTok. I might do it in a 60 second, just 60 seconds. So what I would do is there are a lot of struggling agents and brokers, depending on what state you're in, on how they're titled in whatever market. I would network, partner with one of those individuals. We start a marketing/web development company together, right? Each time you put a property under contract, you would go register the domain for that street. So if it's 123mainstreet.com or .net, it doesn't even matter. Gonna cost you about $12, right? You'll then use the free website builders like Wix, Wix, and Weebly. You'll put photos and video of that property on that site. Whatever you all close on the deal, say if you're going to make 20 grand, you would then sell for your portion of the deal, that website for your portion of the deal. That's legal. Somebody tell me different, please. Because you can sell a website for whatever you want right now. What's the website? Oh, YouTube, which is basically a website. Obviously, it's an app. It's probably worth who knows how much. Google paid $1.7 billion for it back in 2008, I think, or whatever. It's worth. That they stole it. They stole it at $1.7 billion. They stole it. But my point is, you can put a price tag on whatever you want for as far as a website.
All right, this is on Instagram. I've noticed you have over 200 videos, YouTube videos. My question is.
No. That's incorrect. We're over 600 now.
They said over 200.
Okay, well, that is over 200.
Yeah, yeah, that's.
I'm sorry, that's still over 200. That's still over 200. Hey, you're not wrong. I'm sorry, you're correct. But just a little correction there. Over 600. Go ahead, though.
Okay. My question is now, is there anything that you are telling us now that you haven't already been covered in one of your past videos?
Man, this is you talking about right now? As I'm talking right now?
Yeah, I guess he's going through your videos.
Yeah, this is an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's thousands of, I don't know if it's thousands, how many hours? I don't know, shit. Hundreds of hours, excuse me, language. Hundreds of, this is a family show. hundreds of hours. You know what I'm saying? So it's all there, man. It's literally all there. And tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll have it posted tomorrow, but I'm supposed to be interviewing. And I did one of these in a while. I've had people want to do it. I just really hadn't, just some things that have been happening with me, hadn't put it together. But I got a guy out of California that did 35 grand on his first deal, just driving for dollars. Driving for dollars, 35 big ones. What? 35 big ones.
I had to receive that. I had to go in prayer.
So hopefully me and him will pull that off in the morning. I get it edited and
Jesus. All right. I'm about to add Miss Adrian to the stream.
Okay.
She texted.
Okay, Adrian, hey. He did it.
Hi.
What's up with you?
Let me take the banner off.
Hey, what's going on?
My first time up on here.
That's what's up. You followed instructions, baby. That is so important. Let's get it.
So my question is, I want to get into flips eventually. I just started doing wholesaling. I haven't got my first deal yet. I have two properties right now currently under contract. I found the end buyer for one. The other one is I'm probably gonna have to walk away from because the seller's he's not coming down on the price. He's not really in a distressed situation. But in the future, I'd like to get into flips, and I wanted to know, like, how would I go about getting into flipping, like without no money, or I do got good credit, but I don't really have no couple dollars sitting to the side and everything.
I got you. All right. Well, okay. Well, where are you streaming from, first of all?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore. I can hear it. I can hear it. String a bell. Well, you're doing the right thing, because what wholesaling will allow you to do is it can be a vehicle to go in a lot of different directions, even if it's outside of real estate, because it will allow you to build that capital, right, to do fix and flips. Because you can use hard money or private money, but most of the time they're going to want you to have skin in the game, 10 to 30%. So if the overall project was 100 grand, if they want you to have 30%, they're going to want you to have 30 grand, a $30,000 down payment. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And so wholesaling can quickly get you there. So you have that war chest to do that, where you can then tap into some hard money to do that. So that's what I would recommend, And plus,
wholesale checks, save up some wholesale.
Yeah, just wholesale, and save some money up. It won't take long or whatever, because once you do your first deal, now you can compound your marketing efforts to produce more deals or whatever. So yeah, that's basically it. Now I failed to mention this earlier, but I released a video Saturday, wholesaling houses versus flipping houses. Go check that out. Just go to YouTube, do wholesaling houses versus flipping houses, Flip Man, and check that video out or whatever. Matter of fact, I'll probably just have Jessica to text the link back to you later on or whatever. So
I sure will. I appreciate it. YouTube and university.
Oh yeah. There's no excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yes. Hercules. Guess what she did? She texts 205-964-5243, front of the line. Front of the line. Front of the line. And she got her questions that she asked multiple questions. Right? So boom.
Okay. Let me put a little banner back up here. Okay. Okay, I expect. Okay. Frost Fiction says, shout out to the Flip Man.
There he is.
Mr. J Clown from YouTube said, can you explain prop stream?
Okay, well, prop stream, number one, I'm a reseller of it, and I brand it under my Deal Later brand or whatever, as I do with Skip Vault, as I do with Batch Leads and a couple other services or whatever. Mm-hmm. But basically, prop stream is a tool. It's just it's an information tool. It helps you to tell you who the owner is, information about the property, transaction history. It'll help you come up with an ARV by producing comparable sales, You can build lists there for sellers and cash buyers. It does a number of things. You can you can produce a website there. You can, I think they all have, I haven't ever used it, but a ringless voicemail option. So it just does a lot of different things or whatever. So it's a tool that we use every day or whatever, along with some others, but we use every day.
All right. Frost Fiction Lab said, I might have asked this last time, but I didn't hear the answer. Can you wholesale properties owned by the city?
I'm not saying you can't, but you have to understand what their process is to buy. Because a lot of times when you have an entity like that, a city or a bank or something like that, they control too much of the process to make it a clean wholesale deal. You would probably have to actually double close on it or whatever, which means you have to have the right type of buyer for that. But I'm gonna say it's definitely possible, but you have to understand their buying process.
All right, this is on Instagram. Where do you find sellers?
Oh, before I answer that question, if you want to get your questions pushed to the front of the line, you want to live stream with me, just text front of the line to 205-964-5243. How do you find sellers? That is the basic of basic questions outside of where do I start? But, all right, there are a lot of ways to find sellers. Some of them are easier than others. Generally speaking, we'll just start with some zero methods, right? Probably the zero of zero methods is you have a cash buyers list, you networked and built 4 or 5 cash buyers, and you reach out to other wholesalers and you wholesale their deals. That will cost you zero. Spend a few dollars in gas money just driving around, called driving for dollars. You're looking for vacant houses that are obviously vacant. It's easier to tell now because the grass has started back growing or whatever, and sometimes they're boarded up, they're obviously vacant or whatever. So while you're out there, you can look at houses that are for rent and for sale by owner. The houses that are for rent, even though they're for rent, you can call the landlord and say, hey, is this house still available? Whether he says yes or no, your follow-up question will be, well, your follow-up statement would be, I'm not calling about renting the property, I'm calling about buying it. Would you be interested in selling it? Whether he says yes or no, if he says no, then you ask him, do you have any other properties that you would be interested in selling? If he says yes, you collect their information. All right, now you can also look for properties that are for rent online and see if you can transition those into possible sales. Now, when you're out driving around for dollars, you're looking for these generic signs for rent that you can buy at Walmart, Home Depot, or Lowe's. This is an orange, black, and white. You'll see the black and white, then you'll see the red, black, and white, or whatever. Now, those are some of the free methods. You can obviously look online, Zillow, and places like that, but that's a little more difficult. It takes a lot more patience. Now, if you want to spend a few dollars and a few $100s, you can use Bandit Signs. That's why you see these We Buy Houses signs. Guess what? They work, allegedly. You can do cold call. You can build a list. You can cold call from that same list. You can also text message. You can ringless voicemail, direct mail, which is a little bit more expensive if you do it the correct way. If you're interested in direct mail, just text me and I can get you some guys that are experts that'll help you with that if you want to start doing direct mail on a large scale. Google AdWords, Facebook ads. I think you get the point. You're marketing your butt off, right? To find leads. That's it. Huh? That just it? I think it was posed differently. They tricked me into it.
All right. All right. This is on TikTok. Do you have
I won't repeat it again. Trust me.
They asking like the same kind of type of questions.
Oh yeah.
But okay, this is on TikTok. Do you have any books out?
I have an ebook, right? But it's more. I understand I'm not a writer, but you'll be able to tell once you get into it. But it's full of good information, right? It's used to act as glue to help make sense of the over 600 videos. I can say that now. The over 600 videos that I have on YouTube. So they really work together, Now, it's just an actual book, like a book, no, but an ebook in the sense that, yeah, it tells the story or gives you the foundation on how to do this, but you're still gonna have to watch those free videos. You want to access that ebook, you can go to flipman.net. Now, the way I sell it is, it's sold with a bonus actual video recording of me explaining how to wholesale apartment buildings. So if you want access to that, you can text me and I'll send you the link, 205-964-5243. It's right here on my shirt. Or you can go to flipman.net and tap the logo and you'll see it. So,
all right, let's knock some of these out. Pete Glasser from YouTube said, "Hey, Flip and beautiful ladies. Ew, hey. Is there a template for emailing to sellers for wholesaling, please?"
I've never emailed sellers because the email response rate is so low. And then it's probably going to be difficult to get actual emails that people open. I've never attempted that because I know the response rate is so low. But I'm going to always decide on doing something or whatever. It'll probably be the same message you're going to send, sending a letter or whatever.
Or it could go directly to spam, depending on how people got
their it's just too many
mailbox
barriers
set up.
to that email, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the more difficult ways to reach out to people or whatever.
Okay,
From my
Patricia
experience. Go ahead.
Patricia Lewis from YouTube said, "Hello, I have a friend who inherited a property, 100% equity. He doesn't have great credit to get a loan. The house needs a lot of repairs. He wants to fit it. He wants to fix it and hold it as a rental. What strategy should he use, please?"
If he doesn't have any money, he doesn't have any credit, sell it. It'll just sit there and continue to deteriorate, just like how people leave old cars in their yard. I'm gonna fix that one of these days, and then I'm gonna just junk up the neighborhood. You're not gonna fix it. Just sell it. Get that crap out of here.
And
sell
now
it.
I be seeing the signs like we buy junk cars all the time now.
Oh, that's a serious hustle though.
Mhm.
What I was about to say, sell that house, right? Take the capital from that house, educate himself on wholesaling so he can build more capital, and then he can start to buy him rentals. Sell it. He's not going to fix that. It's just going to only continue to deteriorate. Well, what's going to change? I don't know the guy. I'm just asking. What's going to change in his financial situation where he's going to be able to fix that house? Stop wishing. Take action on what you got. Get rid of it, right? And then you leverage that to get into it for real.
All right, Kimberly Blackman from YouTube said, "What books did you read or people who mentored you before your first deal and even now?"
Can't you tell I'm not a reader?
Why you be saying stuff like that?
I did tell the truth.
That's not true.
But you know, I'm good. I'm secure in myself. I know what I got going
Lord have
on.
mercy.
I know how I retain information, and reading ain't one of them, which is silly to say, but I'm just being real. There's other ways to obtain information now. 30 years ago, reading might have been on option. We got this thing we call the internet now, right? Anyway, So with that being said, no, I didn't read a book. I bought a course, right? I bought a bootleg version of the course.
Not a bootleg.
Yes, a bootleg version of the course, right? And for $400 and listened to it. I didn't have any coaching or mentoring or anything. I just took action. Now, I still didn't know what I was doing. I wish I had a mentor or coach or whatever, but I didn't. So, this didn't exist. What we're doing right now didn't exist where you can ask your question. Right. This was it wasn't pre the internet, but it was pre YouTube, and all those types of outfits or whatever. So luckily, you got me. What's her name? Kim. I'm here for you. Hey, just post your question in the comment section of any YouTube video, and we'll be happy to answer that. I'll actually answer those for you. And then you got my over 600 videos that tell all. We ain't lying.
All right, it's your girl Angel. I'm just venting.
That my girl is. What's happening? What's happening, Angel?
She said, "Hey, what's the software to get an anonymous number to use on Bandit Signs?"
I use Vumber.com. That's the word number. Replace the N with a V as in Victor. There are other services out there, but I use Vumber.com. It works pretty well. Also, if you use the Flipman CRM, you know that we provide numbers there also with the service, along with the lead management.
All right. Fraternal House from YouTube said that selling a website to get around wholesaling in Kansas and Illinois will get your butt in jail.
Prove it. And what law school you went to? Why? I can sell a website to an agent at any point. What's illegal about that? See, don't get me on my soapbox. Yeah, y'all already know. Okay.
Well, I tell you.
Mr. Attorney, show me where that's illegal at in writing, not what you think. If you walk into any real estate office in this country and tell them about wholesaling, some of those agents are going to tell you it's illegal because you got minds like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, "Oh, I don't know," right? They're going to say it's illegal. But, you know, hey, that won't make the world go round. That's to separate the doers and the don'ts, and the donors, and the donors.
All right. You already explained this, but where can I get your contract?
No, you can ask that.
Okay.
Keep asking. You know, something like that, just keep asking.
Okay.
That gives me an opportunity to say, text the word contract to 205-964-5243. Text the word contract, singular.
All right.
Contract has an R in it also.
All right. This is also on TikTok. What is double closing? Can you please explain?
Double closings? Really simple. It's just as it sounds. There are two closings. Whenever you perform a real estate transaction, when it's completed, there's a closing. The seller has basically signed their rights over to the buyer for what an X number of dollars. That is called a closing. So as a wholesaler, you close with the seller first, right? Then you close with the buyer second. Where does the money come from? The buyer fronts the money to close on both of those or whatever. So it's called a double close. So you get the difference between those two closings. So you close with the seller first, then you close with the buyer, but you're in the seller's position with the buyer or whatever. So because technically you now have just bought it, and then maybe an hour later, or maybe a day later, but an hour later, you close on it with the buyer, you sell it to them. So it's a double closing. Hopefully I explained that makes sense.
All right. How do you get started virtual wholesaling? And then can you pick the best cities?
How to get started virtual wholesaling?
Yes.
Selling?
And then I want you to
Well,
pick the best
ideally, the way I would probably start is to pick a city where I have someone that's going to help me, right? The city just needs to be a decent sized city. 250,000 in population above is ideally you can go lower, but ideally you want that or more. And then now it's just going to boil down, is it a friend or family member, another wholesaler, maybe a real estate agent, someone that can help you on the ground on some of the stuff that needs to be done because you're not there. And you roll from there. That's the way I would really choose it. First, is it big enough? And then where can I get the help the fastest?
Okay. This is also on Instagram. What's the best text message to send to sellers?
Well, the thing about that is I just can't put anything out there because the carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, you know, if people sending the same message, if I told you all to send a message and a lot of people start sending the same message, or whatever, not that I have that many people watching, but you get what I'm saying, then it bogs down the system. They start to treat it as spam. So what I will tell you, though, is your initial message is the only one that'll get you just in the spam block or whatever. So you just need to get them to respond. I'm just going to say, you say, "Hey, Joe," that's the person's name. Is it Sunny there? I don't know. You just got to, but it doesn't have to actually be related to real estate or whatever. I'm being funny because I don't really want to get something related to real estate because that's what they're going to start using or whatever. And then you ask about the house. Say, "Who is this?" He said, "Oh, this is." They say, "Who is this?" I said, "Oh, this is tied with cashbuyer.com. That's cash for the K." We're trying to buy your house at 123 Main Street. I saw it's vacant. Are you interested in selling? You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, is it sunny there? Or the hot dog served on buns?
Don't y'all do that. Not do that. Don't slide them folks.
Or the hot dog with pork or beef.
Okay. Don't do that.
Do you like hot links?
No.
Okay. Oh, boy. Who knows what hot links are? Who? Oh, no. I'm just off the dome. This ignorance is off the dome.
All right. We Buy Houses Cash from YouTube said, are the women behind the scenes wholesaling too, or just helpers?
I don't say just helpers. They are real estate investors in the making. That's what attracted, them to the operation.
All right. Mike Lowry. He said, Flip Nasty, what's up? We love you, man.
Hey, I love you too, man.
Okay.
Mike Lowry. What's that? Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mike Lowry.
Allie S from YouTube said, how many leads should we call if you're calling solo? Okay.
Well, if you're actually just picking up your smartphone, your iPhone or Android or whatever, and making calls, you probably doing 100 is a lot. But if you're using a speed dialer or one of those dialers like batch dialer or whatever, then you can knock out 120 minutes or whatever, 30 minutes or whatever. So it just depends on what device you're using will determine how many calls are being made. Gotcha.
All right. We Buy Houses Cash said, how many deals have you done this month?
I don't know what the day is.
The 12th.
I'm not sure.
What?
Yeah, I know I'm going to answer that, but I answer. Yeah. I think I don't know. We'll check that. Oh, you say get back?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, he don't know, y'all.
I don't know.
Grexcellent Solutions from YouTube said, should your tired landlord list be occupied or vacant?
Should your tired landlord list be occupied or vacant? Oh, I don't care. I don't care if it's vacant or not. Because they can be, a lot of times they're even more tired when they're occupied because they in there ain't paying. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, that's true. Yeah. All right. Demetrius Black from YouTube said, Flip Man, you think a SBA loan will help scale my wholesale business? If so, what should the money go to?
I would recommend, if you're just going to go out and get some money, you might as well do credit cards or whatever. Because number one, it's going to be easier to get. Because if you got a credit to get SBA, you can definitely probably get credit cards. It'll be easier to get, right? Then you're not under that umbrella of that leg of the government or whatever. But ideally, you're just using it for marketing. That's the only thing you really spend as a wholesaler, just marketing, right? And the business really just feeds itself or whatever. So if it takes that for you to get your marketing going, you may, I don't know, have $3 or $4 grand in credit tied up in your marketing. Now you can make the minimum payment until you can just pay it off or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So then you don't have to use that credit for that anymore unless you want. But as long as you can pay it off at the end of the month until, initially you may have to just make the minimum payment to get you going. But after that, then, you still use the credit, but, just so that helps your credit if you're paying it off at the end of the month or a small balance. As long as you're keeping it between 2% and 9%.
All right.
Looks very good on your credit. Huh? Yeah, between 2 to 9.
All right. Frost Fiction Live said, what do you think is better? You already kind of answered this. Which is the better investment? Spending hours cold calling leads or spending some dollars on marketing / direct text and mailing leads?
Well, text messaging is a little more expensive than the cold calling. The response rate is just going to be higher texting, period. It's going to be higher response because more people are going to actually read your message than cold calling and people answering the phone and talking to you. See, with texting, they're going to see your message whether they want to hear it or not. With cold calling, they might not even let you get it. I'm not interested. Clap. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even going to get it out. But go ahead.
All right, this is on TikTok. I'm pretty sure they're just joining. They said, "Hey, Flip Man, my name is Aaron. I'm from Connecticut. Do you need money or I guess have to have credit to wholesale properties?
Credit?
Yes. Do you need money or?"
Well, that's the whole purpose of the term wholesaling to describe that form of real estate investing is all about being able to put deals together without using your cash or credit. That defines it, right? Period. That's what you're learning here. It's how to put real estate deals together, whether you have the money or you don't, whether you have great credit or you don't. That won't stop you if you know how to find a great deal. And it's simple from there. Once you find a great deal, that's the hard part. Put it under contract, flip that contract. That's why you don't need money to a cash buyer or a buyer that has the resources to purchase. You just get paid in the middle. You know where the money's going. You know where the money is at, and you know where it's going. You stand in the middle, get paid. And you stand in the middle with that contract.
All right, this is on Instagram. How do you offer sites unseen? So properties not seen. How do you find a buyer for a site that you haven't seen? So I'm guessing they're referring to virtual wholesaling.
Well, that's where pictures and having someone on the ground to do that work for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying that. Now, sometimes the seller will do it for you or whatever, but you can't depend on that because a lot of them won't do it or whatever. That's why you'll need another whole. Now, just to take pictures and photos, you can hire someone off of Fiverr. Even Fiverr, or definitely Craigslist in the gig section. But you may need someone to be there because the seller won't give you a key or the property's not vacant or whatever. So the seller and the buyer is going to be there at the same time. So unless you just have a really good relationship with the buyer and they understand they're not going to try to go behind your back. And how would you know that? You virtual wholesale unless you've already done deals with them. Then you're going to need someone that will represent you, stand in the middle, like making sure the buyer understands what questions he should ask or whatever. You just make sure that's happening or whatever. That's where another wholesaler may help you, a real estate agent, a friend, or family member. Just small things like that. So.
All right. This is also on Instagram.
Well, small could be big though. Go ahead.
Do you have any videos on exactly what to say to owners through text? Do you have any videos on YouTube?
Oh, we sort of just went through that.
I know they just posted.
We sort of went through that
just
a moment ago.
it.
I told you. Hey, Joe, is it sunny there? Do you like hot links?
Yeah,
No, you're just trying to get them to respond. So once you get them to respond, then you get into why you're actually texting or whatever. I just can't put a script on what to say on text message on the initial response because that's what goes into a spam if everybody's saying the same thing. Be creative. You all are very creative. Trust me. Just get them to respond. We got anybody else with anything?
We have one more. Like, we talking about waiting to talk?
Yeah.
Not waiting right now. Not anything. But we've had a few
Oh, yeah. If you want to get pushed to the front of the line with your questions, you want to go on the live stream with me right now, just text front of the line to 205-964-5243. On that number, you can also text the word contract if you want to use the contract that I've been using since 2003. If you want to partner with me, you can text that number. You need a cash buyer for your deal that you have on the contract, dealing directly with the owner. Great deal, and it's off market. Text me there. If you want to use the CRM, you want to use the tool or tools, I'll text you the tools that I use. All of that to do this on a daily basis. So.
Hold on. I kind of lost my place a little bit. All right, JD from YouTube said, "Ladies and Flip Man, y'all's daily webinars are greatly appreciated."
Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thank you.
Red Sun 95 from YouTube said, "How can I make a solid list from PropStream?"
Well, a good example, I'll tell you what, just text me and I'll send you a couple of videos on how to build those lists. Just do that. Just text me on the number, say, hey, Example of building a list on PropStream. Just text me at the 205-964-5243 on my shirt.
All right, we answered this already. Do you have to have a business or LLC to wholesale? If you live in the states of Kentucky, what is it?
No. She said a business or LLC, not a real estate license.
Oh, you're right.
Now, you don't have to have a LLC. You can do it in your name. Not recommended to do that long term. It won't kill you to do a deal or two in your name starting out or whatever, because sometimes people don't have the money to establish an LLC and to start marketing. So if you got to choose between the two, start the marketing, do a deal, then now you can establish some type of entity, LLC or whatever. But you don't have to have it to start or to do a deal or whatever. It's not going to kill you to do something in your name, one or two. So.
Okay. Marcus Cleary from Facebook said, I've been told if you make X amount of calls, you will need a teller marketing license. Is that true?
I'm not aware of that. That may be true. Instead of me saying it's just not true, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with saying I don't know.
All right. AJ Brown from YouTube said, how do you determine?
I'm going to decide on no because too many people do it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm going to decide on no, but I ain't sure.
Okay. AJ Brown from YouTube said, how do you determine a sale price for your cash buyer?
The sale price for your cash buyer? Well, I have a calculator on my site, dealulator.com. If you want access to that calculator, you can go to dealulator.com or you can text me. I'll be happy to send you the link. That calculator has the formula that most people use, and it's just a generalization, guys. Just understand that, because everything's about negotiations. But it takes the ARV, the after repair value. That means what would the house appraise for in excellent condition, times 70% minus repairs. That normally gives you the amount that you could probably wholesale back to the cash buyer for. But I take it a step forward farther with my calculator. I include your fee on what you think you want to make, and then that number is what you'll try to get in the contract with the seller or whatever. So.
Okay, so this is a related question. Mr. J Clown from YouTube said, is it a good idea to measure the rooms for repair costs?
Well, a more simple way of doing that, Jay, is just take the square footage of the entire house. If the house is livable, multiply that times $25. If it's not livable, multiply it times $40 per square foot. I'm saying that in square footage. $25 times the square footage. If it's livable, $40. If it's not livable, times the square footage.
Okay. Ali S said, in Florida, a few people who are marketing with ringless voicemail are getting sued. Should I still do ringless even though a few people got sued?
Is that fact or somebody told you that? Right? I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking about, but don't always just hear, I heard, you know what I'm saying? Is that like something you can reference, say this guy, this person, and there's something we can actually pull up or whatever. So I don't know. And then you never know what they're doing. They may be ignoring, and I don't think the DNC list is supposed to even matter with the ringless voicemail, because it's not an actual call. It's going right into their voicemail or whatever. Then the state of Florida may have different guidelines on that. I don't know. But you want to fact check that. You don't just want to hear somebody just say, I heard or whatever, you know.
All right, this is on TikTok.
And just because somebody gets sued doesn't mean that the person that's getting sued is in the wrong. You do know attorneys would take anything if you got the money or whatever, whether it's a legitimate lawsuit or not. You know, so you have to be concerned about that. If you're in business, there's always a possibility you're going to be what that means. Reference it as something like a legitimate paper or something, just because somebody said it or whatever. Then again, it still boils down to, just because they got sued doesn't mean that they were in the wrong. Somebody just went that far and sued them. You know what I'm saying? But you're in business. There's always going to be a possibility you getting sued, and you can be dead right or whatever, because people can get so angry about something that didn't go their way, but they could be dead wrong, but an attorney will take the case because they got the money to do it or whatever. But that doesn't mean you're in the wrong. So that I don't even get into that stuff like that, man. There's just so many layers of that when you start talking about people suing each other or whatever.
Alright.
So you got turners out there, you got the money, they got the time, and they know they have no chance of winning.
All right, this is on TikTok. I'm in the process of purchasing a duplex, but I'm having problems with getting more funding. They already have some funding, they just need more. So I guess any advice?
You say you're in the process of purchasing? You'd have to give more info on when you say you're in the process, like you just want to purchase it or you've already invested in purchasing it. There's a difference. You know, you have to give more information on that.
All right. How do you build confidence when clumping a property?
Just consistently doing it. You know, that's it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be with it.
Okay. Do you have this is on
And
Instagram?
just understand it's not an exact number now. You're ballparking or whatever. You send 3 appraisers out to a house, they're going to come back with 3 different numbers, but they should be close or whatever. But there can be 3 different numbers.
Okay. This is on Instagram. Do you have a step-by-step guide from start to closing a deal, like on PDF?
No, I don't. I guess the ebook technically does that, but you're still gonna have questions, you know. But that's, you know, I guess I don't.
No.
I guess no. You're still gonna have questions. That's the thing. I don't care. I got videos that maybe you want to read it or whatever. I don't know if I can help you with that, you know. But I have a number of videos where I explain it from A to Z, like probably my most viewed video is like 19 minutes and some seconds. I explain it from A to Z in that video.
All right, I'm about to add King David to the screen. Let me take this off. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
What's happening, man?
Man, it's perfect, dude. Man, check this out. I've
Yes,
been
sir.
watching probably my 20s, 21, 22. I got my real estate license first, but the wholesaling thing I was kind of nervous about, man. I thought it was a whole scam and scared. I was even scared to call you actually in real life, like, man, scared to call this guy. Then I got my real estate license. This is just me doing my thing. And then I ended up getting my real estate license. That really didn't work because I didn't have like the background. It just didn't really fit. Mind you, years later, fast forward years later after getting my real estate license, I got a partner that was wholesaling. He like gave me the key to the door and showed me, you know, pretty much how to actually put the paper and get the checks out of it. So I started getting checks, and I've been wholesaling quite a bit, but it's either been feast or famine for me. And I ain't trying to hold up your time, so that's why.
No, go ahead. No, that's why you got pushed to the front of the line. It's your time. Go ahead.
It's either feast or famine. I'm even on batch leave right now with the text messages going like trying to get and I got a property under contract right now, but it's either feast or famine. I mean, I'm just trying to curve the.
Well, when you say that, you mean like you'll do a deal this month, may not do one for 2 months.
Yeah,
that's what you mean.
And sometimes it might be 4 or 5 deals in a month, and then using the same leads or the same sources, and you know what I mean. I might go off and spend some too though, but and then get back to it. But it still ain't. It's still either feast or famine though. Is what I'm doing.
Well, obviously you know it works. Obviously you know what you're doing because you're closing deals.
So the
right?
checks. I got a check now. I ain't cash because I'm tired of spending money and like.
I got you. That's what's up. That's a good problem. Uncashed checks is a good problem.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it sounds like, man, you just need to be maybe more consistent, right, with your marketing, right? Do more marketing, like different forms of marketing, because those are going to be different. Like as I mentioned before, some people are going to respond to one thing, they're not going to respond to another, or whatever. Just you're successful at what you're doing. You just need to increase what you're doing, and just be consistent with it. So just to break it down, keep doing what you're doing, more of what you're doing, but you need to add no other layers of marketing. What do you say you're doing? Text me. What all are you doing?
So I love cold. I started with cold calling. I felt it was the most aggressive way to get to the seller. I've done some door knocking, and I like the text messaging aspect now because I'm just starting that. It's like I'm getting the same type of I guess responses that I would instead of spending 10 hours in front of the phone cold calling. I even tried to get VAs, and that really be throwing me off quite a bit. Like spending a budget for VAs and then it don't work. Like I
Well,
might.
but the thing about VAs, man, a lot of them know and understand real estate because they've already done it for other people. It's just you have to train them on how you want it done. Because your process will be different from somebody else's or whatever. Even though you're doing the same thing, but your process is doing so. Even though they know what they're doing, they still have to be trained by you on how you want it done. Because basically they're trying to duplicate what you know what works.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to spend some time with them to make that really work. The other thing, if you were comfortable with cold calling, text messaging should take it to the next level before you, because the objective is, number one, the response rate is going to be higher text messaging, as you already probably see. So you're going to be able to get more people on the phone or whatever. So just be more consistent with that. It's going to take less time. It should be more efficient, which will produce more results by text messaging or whatever. But as far as that VA thing, again, you're going to have to make sure you spend some time with them to train them on how you want them to do it, because they're going to, a lot of stuff that they're doing, you know, they don't really care. And at the end of the day, they're getting paid. They doing a job, but you still got to train them how you want it to be done. Now, the other thing you could do, it gives up more money, but you may bring someone in just as gay as you that can cold call, that needs an opportunity, right? Somebody that you can actually, you know, just sitting in the room with you, making the calls, or whether you can monitor what they're doing. And that opens you up to still be doing something else like text messaging or whatever. You may have to end up paying them, instead of paying a VA $200 a week, you may have to be getting them 20 or 30% of the deal, but it's still getting stuff done more effective or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's just more of what you're doing, being consistent on the VA thing. If you go back to that, you got to train them on the way you like to do business and the way you do it, and what has worked for you. And what city are you in?
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all use Bandit Signs. You know, you might as well.
I used Bandit Signs before.
Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Call coming in from these text messages I've been seeing. They be calling back, but I got a deal right now. You say you want to partner on a deal? I got a deal right now. I don't know if you break it down deals live, but I got a deal right now on the contract.
Well, yeah. Just what's the numbers? Go ahead.
1621 Evans Street.
Oh, no, I can't look it up. You just have to give me the number. I can't look it up while I'm talking to you.
Oh, 70K for it. I got it under contract for $58,000.
And what's the ARV on it?
123.
Okay, so you say you got it for how much?
58,000.
Okay, well, what's the square footage on it?
Here we go. Let me put this up real quick. Immediately. Go 16. 21. I think it's like 1123. I'm gonna be exact. This is the only reason why I'm not gonna just shout numbers up.
Calculator, can you? You got to calculate.
1,200 square feet.
1,200 square feet. So is it livable or not? Not livable.
Yeah, there's actually somebody in there living right now. Water runs. The bathroom's been remodeled.
Yeah. So equals. Oh, that's 30 grand. Okay, so it probably don't need that if somebody living there. So I would say it probably wouldn't need 30. Sounds like a potential rental. So what did you say the repairs were on it?
About that, I was 26.
Okay, so we're round up to 30. So wow, that's tough. So 120. You say 120. We'll just do 120. 120 times 70% is what? It's 84,000 minus 30. So you're right where you need to be. It's a little tight or whatever. So yeah, just text me that information. Huh? What? Oh, it's in Nebraska. Oh, it's in Nebraska. Yeah, just text me if you want a partner. If you want a partner, you know, sound like you know what you're doing. You don't need me. But yeah, if you want a partner, just text me that information to the number.
To the same line I called?
Yeah, same number that they text you on. Yeah.
And I really want to say this though, like I really wouldn't have been aware of wholesaling or any of this if it wasn't for you though. Even though like I was seeing these big checks when I was like 20 years old, I'm like, man, get out of here. And you didn't have like the jewelry and the cars. Like you really dumbed it down to most people. And I seen you on Steve Trang. I was like, man, this dude been out longer than everybody I ever seen before. I guess the what's the other dude, that Sean Terry, but it was you. And I was like, man, all right, it's for real. And then I seen it. And then so I really appreciate, you know, you giving all this information. Like if y'all don't believe it's real, it's real. I even been to a few of the concerts with not concerts, but some of these
Seminars.
Yeah,
Seminars.
yeah, convenience. Yeah, them seminars with a few of your students. I mean, a guy from Louisiana that was like a trucker and did it one time.
Oh yeah. My man, what can I think his name?
If whoever out there, I don't know if whoever need to hear this, man, it's real. Like you dive in, like don't be scared of the money, because that's really probably the only thing holding most people up is scaring them from like all this money real. Like, yeah, that money real. Like it's real. The money come faster. Like you leave out them title companies with more than enough money. You walk away with enough money to run without them title companies. Like when them checks clear. So I don't know if anybody need to hear that. I mean, it definitely. I mean, y'all could dive in, but I'm definitely interested in. I mean, I appreciate you a whole bunch. So I had to like from all this time, like it's real. These is real people. So I had to give my 2 cents and give you that at least. But I mean, now I'm trying to go beyond it. I'm trying to be on the rub shoulders with you now. You know,
that's what's up, man. What's the weather like there in Nebraska today?
Right now it's about 70 degrees. Right now it's about 60, 70 degrees. A little
okay, that's what's up. Okay.
Today, but it's Nebraska weather. It could snow tomorrow. Man, I promise it could.
All right, man. Hey, man, I'm glad you joined us, man. But let us know. So hit me up on that number.
All right, thanks, man. I really appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Oh, we good. Oh, we good. We good. We've been rolling, guys. Hopefully, we provide some good content for you, some value, some fliptainment. So if you're on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. TikTok, follow us on Instagram. Make sure you like this. Like it. Share it. If everything you need, just text me at the number. You need the contract, you want the CRM, you want to learn how to text message, direct mail, whatever. Just text me on the 205-964-5243 right here on my shirt. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. If you got any questions, post them in the comment section of any of my YouTube videos, and I answer those on a daily basis. So there are literally no excuses. I have over 600 videos on my YouTube channel, so you have nothing to lose when the training, the knowledge is free.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me, and I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you know. 205-964-5243. Now you know.